What's up YouTube, Dad here from zephyr wargames, bringing you, as you can see before you, a Lunalight deck build. Now obviously, bear in mind that this is only current until we get the new Lunalight cards. And obviously Crimson Fox is a really big one that we haven't received yet, officially for TCG play. So when that comes out, that will be added into this deck, and so will the new one as well. I can't remember the name of it at the top of my head, but it's the little chick. But they'll definitely be used. This is just a current build now as it sits. If you wanted to play this from today until Raging Tempest comes out, this is probably how I would play it, and probably near enough the best build that I feel. It is relatively budget and cheap. There's not really hugely expensive cards, especially with the reprints that have happened. So without further ado, we'll crack straight into it. So I'll zoom in again like always so you guys can see it a bit clearer. So you play triple Lunalight, Blue Cat. Now this card is probably one of the best cards in the deck of monster basis, for the pure fact that if this card is special summoned, you can target one Lunalight monster you control except itself. Its attack becomes double until the end of the turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you special summon one Lunalight monster from your hand, so that, from your deck. Sorry. So there's a nice loop with her and Tiger. She then also, with the ability of Crimson Fox and stuff in the future as well, will make it even better. But there is the way of bringing this card back. There's a combo to get a first turn Leo Dancer on board, which is of the big beat stick, which locks pretty much everything out. But Cat then gets the ability, because you'll be bringing stuff back from the grave with like Lunalight White Rabbit, who again is a really good card, because when it's summoned you target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard except itself, special summon it in defense position. And then once per turn you can target spell and trap cards your opponent controls up to the number of other Lunalight cards you control, return them to the hand. So Rabbit can bring back Blue Cat, and if Blue Cat targets, let's say you've got one of the fusions on board, straight away at least your fusion, if you have a Cat Dancer on board, is going up to a 48, which is a massive beat stick. And then you're going to have two other Lunalights on board that you can target and bounce two back row. Next one is triple Lunalight Black Sheep. Now this is your poly searcher, so you can discard this card, activate one of the below effects. So you add a Lunalight monster from your graveyard to your hand, so you can add White Rabbit, normal White Rabbit, and get Sheep down, get Sheep back, or you can add a poly from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as fusion material for a fusion summon, you can add from your hand one face-up Lunalight Pendulum monster from your extra deck, or Lunalight monster from your graveyard except Black Sheep. So it can circle itself around quite a lot. I mean, you could discard this for poly if you get it back. You can then use the poly with Rabbit, or Rabbit can come back, bring it back, use the poly, and you get to recycle another Lunalight monster. So it's really important that it helps you cycle around your cards. Next up is triple Lunalight Tiger. Now basically the pendulum effect of this one is once per turn you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but it cannot attack. Its effects are negated, also it is destroyed during the end phase, which doesn't matter because you're going to use it for fusion. That's the only reason you'd bring it back. If this card on the field this is its monster effect. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So if Tiger was special summoning Blue Cat could then, when it's destroyed, special summon Tiger, so you just get a bit of protection. Next up is double Lunalight Wolf. Now the only reason you don't play 3 of this card is because it can brick massively. However, it's such a strong card for this deck. It's basically a poly in the pendulum zone. So when it's in the pendulum scale, you cannot pendulum summon monsters except Lunalight monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one Lunalight fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. So ideally you poly into let's say Cat Dancer, you then use Wolf's effect to go straight into a Panther Dancer. If a Lunalight monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. So the idea is that you can poly into Cat Dancer, effect, go into Panther Dancer, banishing the materials you use to get to Cat Dancer to get to Panther Dancer. With Fusion Tag you can skip over that and go straight into Leo Dancer, which is the combo. However, with the new card that comes out in the future, you'll be able to take out your Fusion Tags. Now on to the spells. Triple Poly, because it's a polymerization deck, you need this card in here. Technically with Wolf you have 5 polys, and then with Fusion Recovery, some people play 3, I only play 2 because I think there's enough there. Next up is triple Lunalight Perfume. So this is the most recent card they received. Target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it. you can banish this card from your graveyard, then discard one card, add a Lunalight monster from your deck to your hand. So it's a Monster Reborn and Rhoda in one. Triple Tenki to search your monsters from deck. Double Fusion Recovery as well. Now I only play double Allure of Darkness. Now you can place it triple, but the reason I only play that at double is because I played one pot of Equivitiveness. So obviously you're banishing quite a lot with Wolf. So I kind of combo it off quite well with Burial, because Burial can bring them back and then you can Fusion again if you have another poly. So you can probably get all the way up to your board, but Equivitiveness is there instead of an Allure because you're going to banish enough as it is, so you can just shuffle back and get that one draw. Continuing on, play 2 Fusion Tag. Now obviously you can bump this up to 3 to get your chances of getting Leo Dancer first turn much more consistent, but I think 2 is just enough because you don't want to keep bricking with it. Double MSTs can easily be Twin Twisters, but you don't want to be discarding some of your Lunalight stuff. 1 Dark Hole can easily be Regekis just to make it a cheaper build. So that's it for all the spells. Now it's a very light track lineup. So you play 2 Lunalight Reincarnation Dance. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, add up to 2 Lunalight monsters from your deck to your hand. You can only activate once per turn. So it's a really nice double Rhoda to search you going off for your next turn. And it's not if a Lunalight card is destroyed, it's if a monster you control is destroyed. Double Quaking Mirror Force because I love this card. It's my favourite Mirror Force, and then 1 Strike and 1 Warning. Now obviously you can swap these out. Here are some other alternative cards that you can put in if you want to. Obviously Vanities is a really good one. You've got Barriers you can put in. You can put the 3rd Allure if you want. 1 Day of Peace as well is another card that I'm kind of liking at this moment in time because it protects you from the OTKs. So that's it for your main deck. Now on to your extra deck. So we'll start with the Lunalight cards. Play triple Lunalight Cat Dancer. This is your main fodder for obviously you need it to get into Panther Dancer and then Panther Dancer into Leo Dancer. But this card basically is 2 Lunalight monsters, cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn during your main phase, you can target main phase 1, you contribute 1 other Lunalight monster. For the rest of this turn, the first time each monster your opponent controls would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. Also this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice. This turn, if this card declares an attack, inflict 100 damage to your opponent. So, the idea is you lock them in, you lock their monster in attack position. Let's say you bring back Blue Cat. Blue Cat targets that, puts that to 48. Tribute off Blue Cat, so this gets to attack twice. You're then doing 48 damage on each of their monsters twice, depending on what their attacks are. And then you're getting the extra 100 burn. The next level is triple Lunalight Panther Dancer. So again, this is your go-between between Cat and Leo. So you need Lunalight Cat and 1 Lunalight monster. Must be fusion, but must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you contribute 1 other. Sorry, main phase 1 you can activate this effect. For the rest of the turn, the first time each monster your opponent controls would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. This turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, this card gains 200 attack until the end of the battle phase. So, Panther Dancer is just it constantly boosts itself up. And then I only won 2 Leo Dancer. Now, you can put this up to 3, but the reason I've dropped this down to 2 is for Starved Venom. So when we get to that, I'll explain it. So this card needs Lunalight Panther Dancer plus 2 Lunalight monsters. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn at the end of the damage step, if this card attacked a monster, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. So it gets to attack twice. So attacking once is burning. It then blows up your opponent's field that are all special summoned, and then does a 35 direct attack. It's an absolute beast of a card, which is why it's so hard to get out. And then your final fusion is Starve Venom Fusion Dragon. Now, Starve Venom Fusion Dragon is really good in this deck because all your cards are dark, except for your Pendulum cards, so except for Tiger and Wolf. So they're all dark, and the fact is, you're playing Poly anyway. So, why not? You're playing 3 Poly, and like I said before, you've got the 2 Fusion Recoveries. So, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. 2 dark monsters on the field. Oh, there we go. Try and put it in camera for you. Focus. So, I think it's 2 dark monsters on the field. And give me 2 seconds, I'll pull it up for you guys. So, Two dark monsters on the field accept tokens. If this card is fusion summoned, you can make this card gain attack equal to one special summon monster your opponent controls. So straight away he goes from a 28 beta to a whatever beta. Once per turn, you can target one level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls. Until the end of the turn, this card names become that monster's original name and replace this effect with that monster's original effect. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. So he helps beat over, burn out, and clear off your opponent's board. Next up, we go on to your generic rank 4s, your Cowboy, your Castell, your Abyss Dweller. And then we go on to 1 Red Ice Flare, just in case you need to burn for game. And then 2 Sky Cavalry Centuria. If you don't have that poly, you can always use your rabbits and sheeps to go into that. It's a really good rank 2 card. So that is it for the Lunalight deck. Like I said before, it's a really, really cheap deck and it's quite fun to play. You can get an insane strong beat board, beat stick on board first turn, and then you have to hope your opponent has to hope they have a Kaiju because it can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. So it kind of restricts your opponent, which is really nice. Now the new cards that come out, the Crimson Fox and the Little Chick, are going to make this deck again 10 times better. So pick this deck up while you can, while it's cheap, while it's easy to get hold of. And then have fun testing it in and out constantly. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Give us a big thumbs up on the video. If there is any other deck profiles you would like to see, please let us know. We'll try and build them. Now some decks that I don't own and some of the people in the group don't own will take a little longer to get up there, but we will try and get it up there. Most of these decks as well are just tests. We plan for fun. We do try and competitively, like a friend of ours, James, took this to nationals during early parts of this year and actually did really quite well because it took players by surprise, and he was outbeaten by those meta decks. He was outbeaten by the Monarchs going first, which locked him out of his extra deck, which is kind of what Lunalights want to rely on. But then again, even if you are locked out of your extra deck by a bigger beta, if you can get a blue cat to target one of your other monsters, they're going up to a pretty strong beta. So they do have ways around it and they can put up a strong fight. And like I said before, in one of our previous videos, this is a £30 or less budget deck, easy. You might want to be putting an extra tenner on there now that Sky Cavalries have gone up. And then maybe if you want to add in the Fusion Dragon, Staff Venom, but it's still a very, very good, fun and relatively cheap deck to play. And it will get better in the future when we get Crimson Fox. So fingers crossed we get that. So again, massive thumbs up for the video, please guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.